The Abrams Piano Concerto origin story begins back in the mid-2000s, when Yuja and Teddy encountered each other for the first time in the hallowed halls of the Curtis Institute of Music in Philadelphia.
Yuja came, she was an old lady, she was 15. There was a kid about that.
And a few years later, Teddy arrived.
I was 18, I think she was about that age. We met and she asked me to be her piano accompanist during her lessons, because even pianists that are learning concertos need somebody to play the orchestra part.
How do you end up dragging him into your lessons, putting the biggest concertos?
Oh, I don't have problem dragging people into what I need to do.
What you would do is call at the last minute and be like, I'm playing Prokofiev Third Concerto, Rock 2, and Emperor Concerto in my lesson. It's in 20 minutes. Can
Do
you
it.
play?
At least it was the Rock 2 accompaniment, not the Rock 3
Yeah.
accompaniment.
We did that too. So I was listening to all this and playing second piano with you.
Yeah.
I mean, it was incredible because we really have a dialogue about it. And the thing is, like, I would say as a conductor, here's how I would approach this. And instantly you'd be able to just like try that.
Yeah. I was so hungry for ideas, but not many people can actually give that idea in that level.
So basically, if Yuja is Batman, Teddy is Pennyworth, the trusted butler who's always there in a pinch to offer the support Batman needs to succeed in his missions, like playing big, hard, romantic piano concertos. And with a piece as complex as Rock 3, you have to accept that you're just playing one part in a larger whole.
Well, let's take a work like Rachmaninoff Third Piano Concerto. There's only one way, in my opinion, that a piece like that's going to work. It's going to work if the conductor leads the whole piece.
This is a symphonic concerto, after all, written after the Brahms second, when piano and orchestras now are equal partners and make different color combinations. Mostly there you see the pianist's hands moving, but you don't hear anything.
And then I'll hear what you have to say after I play.
Yes.
Whether it's a character or the mood, you just have a much clearer vision of it, and also you kind of digest and download what he said to your own language, like very easily.
Teddy and Yuja's friendship was founded on piano concertos, so it's fitting that Teddy would eventually compose one for her.
By the way, I didn't even tell you when I was actually writing it. It was like, I don't want to jinx it. So
What is it like
Yeah.
you receive a score?
It's really freeing to not have recordings before, not have anyone know the existence of this piece of music, and you're the one that bring it to life.
Not only were there no recordings to find out how the piece goes, the piece didn't even go yet.
Even when I practice, I can practice all I want. I thought I was pretty solid, and then I go to rehearsal, it's like, oh, that's how it goes. That's the sound. I can only imagine the beginning, the grooving part, and then when I heard it, I was like, oh my god, this is so exciting.
It's like if Teddy were a jockey at the Kentucky Derby, and when he reached the home stretch riding on his horse named Piano Concerto, a second jockey, Yuja, jumps on the saddle and the two of them ride to the finish line together.
I relied on you as we were not only working on the composition side, but in the rehearsal period, and then most importantly, in the editing period with the recording. Your way of looking at material and then filtering it and processing it and sharing that is really, really brilliant. And that's not something maybe everybody understands about your musical capabilities, but they should.
It feels great to be heard and to
yeah.
be understood. Like, you have to be on the same wavelength to get, oh, that's what you're saying, because sometimes it's like, a little mystifying.
In many ways, Teddy and Yuja's collaboration was a return to those piano concerto rehearsals and Curtis practice rooms a decade and a half before. A conductor and a pianist trying to realize a complex concerto score. The only difference here is one of them is also the composer, and it helps that he's a bit of a brainiac.
He always had a pencil here.
Oh my god.
Well, he's got to be able to.
Do you know why I used to have two pencils behind my ear? MTT got one of the pencils
Yeah.
and threw it.
Oh.
And he said, one pencil is endearing, two pencils are eccentric.
Okay, I'm glad
That's
you
about
got
the
endearing.
reaction.